Hi. So our client Sunbelt Rentals has a Cloud Mills integration, which is transferring an outbound candidate file from CBATS, and it will transfer the file upon workflow steps, AK, and also webhooks, pardon me, into Workday upon various workflow steps that they move from. Recommend decline or recommend review are the two steps that we're using here. So we're also noticing now that if we apply to the position or to multiple positions as the same candidate, we're only getting one record in the API transferring over to Workday. So for an example here, I have Chuck Norris, and Chuck has applied to 9810. This unique Chuck Norris, they have separate email addresses. Auto dedupe is turned on. So this Chuck Norris is unique from this Chuck Norris. So this Chuck Norris came in and applied to 9810. This unique version of Chuck Norris also applied to 9810. And then we have a record of that Chuck Norris applying to 9787. Now, our client has verified that they've received the Chuck Norris files for 9810, but have not received a file showing for 9787. Which in turn, I dug into the API and I'm looking here and I search for Chuck Norris. I find two unique records here. I have Chuck Norris here with candidate ID 3, and I have candidate ID 2. So if we look at this Chuck Norris, you can see candidate ID number 3. Great. So we captured that one. And if we toggle over to the second Chuck Norris, you can see this one is listed as 2. Now, if I look at the candidate log file in the history tab, I can see we have 02 and 06. However, 06 is missing. We're only getting 3 and 2. Now, this is obviously an issue because if you have multiple candidates applying or the same candidate applying to multiple positions, and let's say they do get brought into Workday for whatever reason, we need to capture that. And right now, something in the API is not pulling in that unique candidate file. So Chuck Norris applies to 2 different positions. The webhooks pull them over to Workday, but for some reason, something to do with this merging here is hindering it. So when they first applied to the position, they were 02. And then when they apply to a subsequent position, it merges 06 to 02 is what I think is happening. However, shouldn't we be able to capture a record of Chuck Norris applying to 2 different positions via the API? I don't understand why it's missing. And oddly enough, we were testing rounds of candidates really over the last month or two where we had kind of the same thing where we were using the same person applying to multiple jobs and they were coming in to Workday. So I don't know what's changed in our API, if something has changed, or if that merge candidate log section, if that is something that has been reconfigured. Again, auto dedupe is turned on, so we are consolidating the file naturally. That's why we have 2 records of the same person listed here in workflow history and candidate source. But there's a disconnect because when I apply to separate jobs, as you can see, I applied to 9787 and 9810. However, I'm not getting the record in the API showing Chuck Norris applied to 9787. I'm only capturing the 9810 Chuck Norris file. So this is a hindrance, and clearly we can't launch until we resolve this API issue or what is happening, why we're missing these candidate files. So any assistance or insight you could provide would be fantastic. Again, it wasn't failing in the past. So I don't know what has changed recently, nor is the client receiving any errors from their integration. They're not getting an integration error on a Chuck Norris file saying it didn't come in for a specific reason, that there's missing data. So it's almost like it's saying, hey, it's only they only bring over that one Chuck Norris into Workday because we only have this one record. So merge is very peculiar to me that it would say merge there. It's almost like it's saying, hey, API, only show us this character or this candidate. Don't show us the 06 candidate. So I really appreciate this. I'm kind of in a standstill, and I want to provide our client with information in Cloud Mills to see, what is happening that's causing this issue. Cloud Mills is also working with their engineers to see if there's something on their end, but to me, it almost seems like this is something coming from the ATS and not what Cloud Mills is doing. Thanks so much.